All right, guys, I believe that I am live. Again, when I do these with Zoom, I always have to kind of wait and figure out what's going on. But cool, looks like we are good to go. So I have a really good one for you guys this morning. Basically, what I've just come to the conclusion is that most people are not doing online marketing right? Many people are leaving so much money on the table and they just don't understand the process of how this stuff actually works. So this is going to be, I don't know if it's going to be a long one or what, but we're going to cover a lot of super important stuff today. And we're going to lay a foundation that I want you guys to think about when you do your online marketing, right? So I'm going to share my screen here in a second, and we're going to go over a couple of super important things. In the meantime, obviously, if you guys know who I am, if you don't, Garrett Fankhauser with FFLfunnels.com. We help FFL dealers build and scale their businesses using online, right? So SEO, email marketing, website design, that type of stuff. We help you guys grow your businesses online, right? So with that being said, let's go ahead and dig into this. I'm going to get my Zoom up here and I'm going to share my screen, and then we will dig into a few super freaking important things. All right, so let me get out of my Zoom crap here. So I want to start here, right? This is something that many of you guys might not know if you've never really been in sales or like understand the sales process and how all this stuff works. But most people will not buy from you the first time that they ever talk to you, see you, visit your website, or anything like that, right? Many of you guys have this misconception that like just getting people to your website, people are just going to buy. That's not necessarily the case. It generally takes, and this is a general term, right? And this is all across all different industries. It generally takes 8 touch points for somebody to buy something from you. That means that they need to see text messages, emails, social media, YouTube videos, talk to you in person, whatever it is, right? Visit your website 8 times. It doesn't matter. It can be any type of configuration of all those different numbers or touch points. But the number is generally going to be 8 touches, right? So if you're not sending out email, if you're not posting on social media on a regular basis, if you're not figuring out different ways of contacting people and showing up in different places where people can actually see you, you will never hit this amount of touch points, and they will not buy from you. They will buy from somebody else that has that amount of touch points in their funnel. So when I talk about a funnel, I'm gonna like actually kind of just map this out for you guys, because a lot of you guys, we are FFL funnels. Most of you guys don't really understand what that means, and that's cool. If I can get this to load, I will go ahead and walk you through this stuff, right? But the whole point of what we're going to be talking about today is the idea here is to get somebody into your system and contact them on a regular basis, right? So let's talk about that. So let's talk about, oh my gosh, that is really small. All right. So let's talk about an FFL funnel. What is that? What does that mean, right? Let's walk through a couple different things here. So again, this might be a long one. So if you miss it, come back and check out the replay, right? It'll be here in the group. It'll be on YouTube. The other thing is, if you guys are watching live right now, go ahead and comment live. Super helpful. It gets us in front of more people. And then if you guys are watching the replay, comment replay. And then any questions that you guys have as well, put them in here, right? If I can't answer them right now, which I probably won't, because I'm just going to go through this training. But I will come back to you guys later, and I will help walk through that stuff and make sure that you understand what's going on. So any questions, put them in there. Cool. All right, so to start, we have an initial contact point, right? So let me see if I can make this bold and a little bit easier for you guys to see. So this is our initial contact point. What that means is this is the first way that somebody ever interacts with your business. Maybe they drive to your shop, they walk in. Maybe they meet you at the grocery store. Maybe you're at a gun show. Maybe they visit your website. Maybe they see a social media post. Maybe they see, they search for something in Google, and you show up first because you have really killer SEO, or you're in the top 5, and they click to your website, and that's their initial touch point, right? So we have this initial contact point, and we always want to make sure that like we kind of optimize this for getting as many initial contact points as possible, right? So the best way to do that in this industry online is going to be by doing SEO on your website. Okay, so what does that mean? What does that actually mean, right? SEO on your website. let's walk through that real quick, because I think there's still a lot of you guys that don't understand what that actually means. What that means is that, like, imagine that I'm looking for a SIG P365 XL, right? I'm going to open up a window and I'm going to type in SIG P365 XL for sale. Okay. The people that show up on the top, this is SEO, right? If you're 35 pages back, that means that your setup has not been optimized to show up at the top. Search engine optimization is what SEO stands for, right? That means that you're optimizing to show up better in a search engine, right? So Gunbroker shows up number one for this, right? So guns.com, gun.deals, Bass Pro Shops, right? Palmetto. These guys are getting a ton of traffic, right? So if we look, right, let's find an actual business, because like some of these are aggregate websites like Gunbroker. Bass Pro Shops is an actual business, right? Like they sell the actual gun. It's not, they help other people sell the gun, right? So let's click in here. And obviously everybody knows who Bass Pro is, right? They've been around for a long time. They have giant retail stores or whatever. So this page alone gets 196 visits a month, right? Just that page alone. So they get 196 people that click into that page alone. Let's look at how many. They get 3.5 million visitors every month. 3.5. Imagine having 3.5 million people visit your website every month and probably buy some shit from you, right? This is how the big guys do it. This is SEO, and this is why it works, right? So if you look, their traffic is down. The keywords in their traffic are down right now. This is common, but you can tell that they are doing SEO work because they're growing their referring domains, their backlinks, that type of stuff, right? And it looks sort of flat. If we look at a month, right, it's kind of flat. If we look at 5 years, this is higher than the average, right? So they are growing. And this is all time, right? So this is like 2015, right? So this, if we look at it on an average starting point, right? They're growing. That's what SEO does, right? So let's go back over here. Hopefully you guys kind of understand some of that stuff now, right? That's the initial contact point. We're using SEO as a really good example of how to get people to your website in the first place, right? The next thing that we want to do is, if we know that most people aren't going to buy, right, the first time that they see us, what we want to do is we want to create something that they want to get them on our email list, right? You guys have to be creating a list. You have to create a list. Seriously, if you guys are not fucking creating an email list or a text message list or building some type of group or whatever in Facebook, you guys are leaving so much money on the table. So much money on the table. Because if it takes 8 times for people to contact you, to become in contact with you, for you to get a sale, if you're not doing this, all you're giving them is one contact point. They might visit your website one time and then leave, and then they'll never come back. So you have to have something on your website that gives them a reason to come back, right? Not necessarily to come back, but to join your list, right? So look at my website, right? What we have here is we have a free consultation call right at the very top. This is like a legit funnel. This is not like a real website. It's one page. It's just designed to book calls, right? But as we scroll down, and it's okay, I was like, it might not show it because like this is in the incognito window. This is an offer here to get somebody on our list, right? We say, hey, we have a free 2A secrets guide, right? There's 8 secret hacks to building a profitable FFL business online without getting shut down, right? First name, last name, email, boom, right? A little spam disclaimer on the bottom. This is something valuable to guys like you who want something valuable and are willing to sign up to my list, right? So the goal is then you have that list, right? Once we have that list, okay, so let's go over here. And I'm going to probably have to condense this. I'm trying to make it look really nice, but I'm probably have to condense this because we're going to have a bunch of these, right? get them on your list. Okay, so let me go over here and grab my little arrow, and we'll go here to here. Okay, so these are little tiny arrows, but they are, see if we can make these bigger. And I might just zoom in a little bit too. Okay, so you guys can actually read this better. Okay, so let's go over here. This is called a lead magnet, right? So I'm getting down and dirty with you guys with some real digital marketing here, right? Lead magnet. So it is a magnet that attracts leads, right? We need to give somebody something valuable that's going to encourage them to sign up to the list. You guys can run wild with that, right? I can't fix this problem for everybody without knowing more about your business, but good examples of this would be like maybe creating a guide on like gun safety, maybe a guide on concealed carry, right? I see these ads on Instagram and things like that, where a business is giving away a 50 states concealed carry guide, right? All the guidelines for all that stuff. It's just to get people on their email list, right? They're giving away something that's valuable for free. Or you can say, hey, 10% off, for signing up. The thing with that is that giving discounts is not really the best, right? Because you're just giving away free money. And at that point, then you're trying to compete on price again, right? You're looking for value shoppers. You're looking for people that are the Groupon shoppers of the world, right? Those are not they're not really the best customers, right? You want people that like buy off of value, not off of the cheapest price, right? And if you guys are shooting for the cheapest price, and you're trying to run your business as being the cheapest price in town, you're not going to be in business very long, because when shit gets hard, you guys are going to get fucked. Okay. Don't try to run your business being the cheapest. Try to improve the value that you deliver in what you sell, how you sell it, who you sell it to, all of that stuff, right? Example, some of our competitors are like $100 a month, right? You just pay them $100 a month and you have like a Gearfire website, right? We are not that. We cost thousands of dollars just to get set up. And then typically most people spend thousands of dollars to work with us every month. Why would they do that? Because our shit is better. We get better results. Sometimes it might take longer than we expected, but we get better results. We have better setup. We have completely just better systems, right? We sell off of giving more value to you guys than $100 a month. Everybody that I talk to that has a $100 a month website, they say it sucks. The search sucks. The filter sucks. The categories suck. Nobody can find what they're looking for. It looks exactly like everybody else's, right? There's a ton of reasons. There's no value in that because everybody's already doing it. If everybody's already doing it, you're fucking too late to the party, right? So I tell you that about working with us too. If everybody already does it, if you guys wait too long, there's going to be a ton of other people doing this shit, and it's going to be much harder for you guys. So the sooner that you can get into the game of doing SEO on a good website, creating an initial point of contact, creating something that they want, right? I'm going to move this over here because this is going to start getting bigger. The sooner that you guys start acting on this stuff, the sooner that you're going to start getting results, and you're probably going to get better results than other people because they are waiting too long to actually make the moves to make this happen, right? Cool. So you want to get them on your list, right? Let me go over here. I'll copy this. And the number one key here is activate them. Activate them. So I'm going to explain what I mean by that. All right, let's get that. So what I mean by when I say activate them, let me add something here too, right? Okay, so this one is lead capture. Let me make these smaller. Sorry, guys. I want this to look a specific way so that you guys understand it and it's not super confusing. All right, so this one right here, lead capture, what I mean by that is getting a name, phone number, email, any type of information that you can and get them on your list, right? So activate them. What does that mean? Activate them means to consistently market to them so that you can get these touch points, right? Get those 8 touch points or more and get them to come and purchase from you. We want them to buy your shit. That's the whole point, right? So When I say activate them, what I'm talking about is contacting them. And that could be directly or indirectly, right? Directly would be sending out an email that says, hey, Charlie, we're running a special this weekend. We have X, Y, and Z available. We're building custom rifles. We started manufacturing our own ammo. We are selling reloads, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, right? Activate them, contact them. Let them know what you have, why you're different, how they can buy from you, how they can contact you. Contact them. If you're not contacting the people on your list, it's a waste of a list. There's a general rule of thumb that a good email list should pay you $1 per customer per month. Okay. So if you have 3 people on your list, it's going to make you $3. Not very much, right? But if you have 30,000 people on your email list, there's a general expectation that not everybody's going to buy from you, but the people that do buy from you are going to equal $1 per person on the list per month, right? So if you have 30,000 people on your list, you could expect, if you're doing it right, to make 30 grand per month from sending out emails, right? If you have 1,500 people on your list, you could and should expect, if you're doing it properly, that you could sell $1,500 or more to your list every month, right? $1,500 isn't that much, but for most of you guys, I don't know, dude, I'll take another $1,500 a month. Fuck yeah, right? Why not? So I thought this was going to be bigger than it really is, but like realistically, this is it, guys. Like you need to have some type of optimized contact point, right? Get them to your website, get them to your social media, whatever, YouTube it is. Get them on your list. Give them something of value that's going to get them to join your list. Once they are on your list, you will activate them on a consistent basis. I don't care. We've covered this in other videos. I don't care if people unsubscribe from your email list. That's good. Because basically what happens is that means that they're not going to buy from you right now anyways. So whether you do email them or you don't mail them, they're not going to buy from you. If you guys, a lot of us, so I've gone through this before. A lot of us, we build this list, right? And we never email anybody, right? And we're like, yeah, but we still have the list, right? We feel like we have something. We feel like we've accomplished something. We feel like if we send out a couple emails and a bunch of people unsubscribe, then we lose something. It's not how it works, guys. Not fucking how it works, okay? And I can't be any more serious than this. If you have that list, the only way that it's worth something to you is if you use it, right? Let's use an analogy, right? You guys sell firearms. Most of you probably sell firearms to people that potentially want to use something for home protection, right? Little 12 gauge shotgun, Hellcat, a Glock 19, right? Whatever it is. Generally, you're going to sell a gun occasionally to somebody that's like, this Glock 19, I'm going to use this for home protection. Imagine if they never trained with it, they never even bought ammo for it, and they never fucking used it. It's worthless, right? It's literally worthless. It's a couple pound, or a pound or whatever paperweight. It's worthless. Your list is worthless if you guys are not using it on a consistent basis. You might as well just fucking delete everybody, because if you're not sending out emails, when you do send out an email 6 years later, everybody's going to unsubscribe because they're like, dude, I don't even know who you are. Like 6 years? Who the fuck are, right? Think about it, guys. This is not necessarily the 100% definition of a funnel, but the idea here is many of you guys are trying to sell on the front end. And what I mean by that is, we'll use a brick and mortar store as an analogy. Somebody walks into your store, you take their order and they buy something, right? They say, hey, I want a Glock 19. You're like, cool, I got one right here. Done, right? That is selling on the front end. That's not where all the money's made. I'm going to use another analogy here in a second. Actually, it's not an analogy. It's a true story about a business that does this, which is like almost all big businesses do this. But selling on the back end would be, they come in, they buy a Glock 19, right? And you say, hey, why don't you sign up for our range? We have a range, right? Most of you guys probably don't, but some of you guys do. I've worked in places where we had a range. Both places that I worked retail, we had ranges, right? So we would sign people up for the range, or we would at least give them, hey, here's a free range pass. Next time you come in, you'll be able to shoot for free, right? Bring your friends. Okay. So when they would come in after the sale, we would sell them on the back end. What that means is we would sell them ammunition, maybe a gun rental, eye pro, ear pro, targets, a cleaning kit, a carrying case for the pistol or whatever it is, a backpack, right? Whatever it is, like all of that other stuff, you sold them a Glock 19, or you can sell them that and all of this other shit. That's where the money is made, guys. That is where 100% of the money is made. If you guys are not doing this, you guys are leaving so much money on the table, and you will never get as big as you want to. Never. If you're not selling the back end versus the front end, right? I can't be any more serious about this, guys, because like it's literally the reason that my business is called FFL Funnels, right? And we really haven't like expanded into that completely to offer a lot of this for you guys, but we do offer this. This is part of our system. This is where almost all the money is made. Having a really good website, getting people there via SEO, giving those people something valuable. I'm gonna move over here, right? And getting them to come back on a regular basis. That's literally our system. That's what we do. That's the secret sauce, the magic of what we sell. It fucking works. Again, we'll go over here. I'll pull up Palmetto, right? And many of you guys look at this like, oh yeah, well, Palmetto is like not the same as me. Of course not, right? They've been doing this for a long time. But if we look right here, and they're crushing it. They're crushing it way harder than Bass Pro is, right? So let's look at the last 2 years. We'll show results. So in the last 2 years, they've put on an additional 735,000 visitors in traffic. So they get about 1.3 million visitors per month. They're ranked for 360,000 keywords. Their domain rating is really high. But look at this. Look at this growth. Boom, 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 boom. Right? So this is all time. So this is from 1st of June 2015. So there's most likely, they were probably doing this before that, but this is all the data that I have, right? So if we look at 1 year, doesn't look that crazy, right? 6 months looks kind of flat. 1 month looks kind of flat, right? You can't expect to grow all the time, especially when you look at it in a small time horizon, right? But if we look at 1 year, 2 years, right? So 2 years, we can definitely see the growth here, right? 1 year, it looks like it was pretty big over here. But let's look at 2 years, right? See this growth right here? This is SEO growth, right? That gets people into that initial contact. They search for something, they find it online, they click to Palmetto. Palmetto then offers them something, right? Look at this, right? So 18 years old. All right, so they have a mailing list right here. Daily deals and news. I thought they had a pop-up, but maybe they don't have a pop-up right now because they have that 18 plus pop-up and they didn't want to do 2 pop-ups. But generally, these businesses are going to push really hard to get you to join their mailing list, right? Because they want to do this exact same thing. They want to create more points of contact, right? To get up to that 8 or less, or however much it takes you to actually buy something, right? And they want to get you on their list so that they can activate you on a consistent basis. That's it, guys. That is how the real money is made. And I just felt really compelled to like break this down and share this with you guys today, because I see so many of you guys that are like struggling the last few months or whatever. Like you don't believe in SEO, like you're not sending out emails or anything like that. You're literally just like relying on like local word of mouth and like posting on Facebook like once or twice a week and like expecting something to change. And you're not happy with where you're at. Like you can't afford any employees. Like you're working so much time that like your family never even gets to see you. You're working 2 or 3 jobs. Like it's not the way. That is not the way. Like we were not born or evolved or created, whatever the fuck you guys believe in, right? To work 3 jobs and never get to spend time with our family and scrounge for fucking money. That's not like what we're here for, right? So putting together a system that is ideal, that's going to actually make those more touch points happen, is what's going to actually build your business into something that you can be proud of. You can hire employees, you can take time off, you can retire your wife, you can retire your dad, your brother, your sister, whoever it is. You can bring them into the shop, give them a job, that type of stuff, right? So I hope you guys realize how super freaking important this is. Probably one of the most important videos that I've ever done, because if you guys are not where you want to be, this is where most of you are most likely fucking up. This is it right here. Okay. I'm out, guys. I hope this helps. I hope you guys appreciate this info. It's 30 minutes. Jesus. If you guys need help with some of this stuff, this is like literally what we do. This is why our top 20 to 30% of our clients are averaging 50 to 60K a month right now, right? We have people that are doing way more than that. And we have some people that are doing way less than that, right? But the average people that work with us and do this exact system and do the SEO with us and send out the emails and actually create something good to give people in order to capture their data and get as many touch points as possible, average 50 to 60K a month right now, right? So if you hear that and you're at 20 to 30K and you need help getting up from there and want to be at 50 to 60K or even more, that's where our bread and butter is, to come in and help guys like you. Cool. All right, guys. I will catch you soon. Hope this is helpful. One last thing. If you're watching this on YouTube or anything like that, please like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. It's really helpful for us. We're really going to be pushing into YouTube heavy this coming year. But either way, appreciate the fuck out of you guys for all being here. Let's go.